If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here today and we have a special guest. We have the one and only Kristen Coutts, and we're going to be talking all about the new show, Beer Budget Reno. First and foremost, you're not a stranger. You are killing it in the game. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great. So excited to be here.
I appreciate your time. This is a must-watch show. It's going to premiere a new series on April 5th. That's tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. Tell us all about the whole story behind the show and why people should be excited to watch this, because it's pretty awesome stuff that they can check out.
So Beer Budget Reno is a brand new show, and it is about bringing people home renovations on a bit of a shoestring budget. So the story for me is that I bought a home and I spent all of my money on the actual home, and I didn't have any money to do renovations. I had never picked up a power tool before. I had never done a renovation by myself. But I looked for some quotes and they were astronomical. I could not afford to do any renos. So I decided to teach myself how to use power tools, and I did my home reno. I documented the entire process on social media, and it amassed a little bit of a following, and it turned into a renovation business. People really resonated with the idea of doing renovations on a beer budget. So it's now turned into a show, and that's kind of what you'll be able to see.
From a fixer-upper to front and center on TV, did you ever think that this journey would lead you to your own show?
I always dreamed of it. It has happened far sooner than I thought it would. I had only been running my renovation business for about a month full-time before this opportunity came up. So it's happened a lot sooner than I thought it would, but it was always something that I dreamed about.
And when you reflect on just the whole process behind the scenes, the making of the show, what do you believe makes Beer Budget Rental different from all the other home rental shows out there?
So I love to get my homeowners involved. One way that homeowners get to bring down the cost of their reno is by learning the tools and getting their hands dirty themselves. So I teach people how to use the tools. I show them how to do the project, and then with some guidance, I let them have at it, and they get to not only learn a new skill, they not only get to be empowered to do their renovation by themselves, but they also get to bring down the cost. And I think that's, a big game changer for this show.
And speaking of empowering the people on the show, for those who feel like their budget is too small to do anything, and they look at the price and be like, oh man, I don't know if I can do that. What do you say to them?
I say there's no such thing as a budget that's too small. On one of the families that we worked with on the show, they had 3 rooms to do for $3,500. So if you can do a room, an entire room, and I'm talking furniture, decor, paint, full transformation for about $1,000 a room, there is no limit to what you can do.
When you see the fact that you have a multi-year waiting list now, I mean, first, how does that feel, having that kind of success at such a short time, and coming from the place where you started from, the bottom, now you're here. How does it feel to be able to have that kind of impact already?
I love the Drake reference, being Canadian myself. It's wonderful. It's amazing to see. And it really just tells me that the idea of doing things on a budget resonates with people. A lot of times real estate is really expensive. People don't have a lot of money to be throwing around, but people still deserve to live in a beautiful home that feels functional and gives them all the joy that they want to get out of their home, but you don't have a 6-figure budget to spend on your reno. You can take things that exist in your own home, like an old dresser or an old cupboard, and turn it into, your dream piece in your house. So it's amazing to have this wait list. I'm so excited about sort of the future of this business. And I'm, just so honored that I had the opportunity to do this show.
We're talking to Kristen Coutts. She's the host of the new A&E series, Beer Budget Reno. It's premiering April 5th. That is tomorrow, 12 Eastern Time. My next thing is, when it comes to the show, you also bring humor and fashion and realness to every project. Why was it so important for you to just do your own thing versus, trying to entertain people off script?
I mean, shows that have been around for a long time, they have sort of their own thing that they like to do. And I really wanted this show to feel authentic to myself. I really wanted it to feel almost like a continuation of my social media. So, I show up without makeup and I make mistakes and I've got paint all over me and I do all of these things because it feels real. And I think those are things that people resonate with people, and which is why I think I do have a wait list for my projects, because it's not just about the project itself, it's about the people that you work with. And I really wanted to bring that humor and that quirkiness and the things that I do in my everyday. I really wanted to bring it to the show, because I think people are going to see that you have fun, and think that people are going to like the show when they can see that the person is real.
The show has a lot of opportunity for people to look behind through the lens, I should say, of what it takes to actually get things done. I mean, at the same time, it's entertaining, but you still have to get the projects done. How much pressure is it to know that the cameras are rolling and, it can get wild, but at the same time, you got to get those projects completed?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I know we were making a TV show, but at the end of the day, I wanted to do right by the homeowners. I wanted to listen to their needs. I wanted to give them exactly what they were looking for. So my first and foremost priority was to make sure that these projects were incredible, that I was giving the homeowners everything that they needed. And then to me, it was like, we just also happen to be making a show. So to me, it's like the client is the center of everything that I do. And it just so happens that it turns out that I think we've made a really fun and spectacular show in the process.
You mentioned being from Toronto, being the home base for you. When you look at the show and it feels like it can have a global impact, what are some of the maybe universal truths that you believe you were able to learn in making of the whole process feel like home?
To me, home is sort of wherever you are and wherever your family is. And, when you kind of infuse your personality and, when I bring my homeowners into the actual design of the project, to me, it's like no matter where you are in the world, it's going to feel like home. So to me, it doesn't matter if you live in Toronto or you're in San Antonio or you're in New York or you're somewhere in Ohio. It doesn't matter, because if you watch this, it will feel like you're in your own home. And that's hopefully the way that it was designed to feel, because I just wanted this to resonate with anybody and for them to feel like no matter where you are in the world, you can achieve your champagne reno dreams on a beer budget.
And speaking of champagne, one more question for you is, when you think of how people look at options for the rooms, is there a particular room that you believe people always seem to overlook that can really change the whole vibe if they do it right?
In terms of things that resell, I know that kitchens and bathrooms are always sort of number one items, but I think that the room in this particular show that felt the most personal to people were their bedrooms. And it was typically bedrooms, say, of parents where, they spend their entire lives looking after their children, putting everybody else first. And then they never really sort of take care of themselves and their own needs. So when we did a bedroom for someone, it really kind of struck a chord with them emotionally, because it just sort of felt like their sanctuary and their space and what makes them feel safe. So I think, it's fine to have mismatched furniture, do whatever you want in your bedroom, but make it something that feels like your own and make it feel like something that you feel comfortable and happy living in.
Kristen Coutts, the one and only, talking to her all about the new A&E series, Beer Budget Reno. It premieres tomorrow, April 5th, noon Eastern Time. Don't be late. Once again, I want to say to you, Kristen, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.